Hey, everybody. It's me. It's me, JWMaher, and I left my whiteboard on the floor. Let me grab that. But it is why we love horror trivia. That's what we're doing here today. Two gentlemen. One who's taken a little bit of a hiatus, been busy in his life, and he's back. And then one gentleman who's been around quite a bit recently, both in teams and singles, but they're both hovering around that 500 mark. So somebody's going to break into the winning realm today. The elder statesman of the two has decided to come in first. Mr. Bill Cariola, Philadelphia himself. Long time no see here on the Why We Love Horror Trivia stage. Bill, how have you been?
I mean, let's not get into it. So next question.
Oh, yes. Yeah, true that.
Nah, it's fine.
Adventures of all types in Bill's life. But
am I really like almost 500? That's insane.
You're 2-2.
I won 2 matches?
You won 2 whole matches, yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound right, but sure, I'll take it.
Over the span, I mean, it's a foggy time period. It's over the course. You pitched some winners, definitely. You pulled man's best friend. Remember that?
That I do remember. Yes.
Yeah. See, you've had some moments here. If we did that whole stuff, we did awards, it would have been up for it. But you seem to be feeling good, so we'll bring in your opponent. Man, you guys are no strangers to each other. You guys have had many conversations. Robert Castner's here. Bobby, what's up?
Nothing. Bill, have we played each other?
I just realized just now we have never played one-on-one ever.
No, it's never happened.
You're seeing it here first.
Both of
Jake Meltzer's ex-boyfriends getting together.
I don't know after how many years, but yeah, it's either we've been in teams or you've signed up foolishly for when I used to do, Full Metal. Classic that everybody still writes hate mail about. So
we can reinstate those maybe here on Why We Love Horror. Who the hell knows? We're looking for new programming all the time. But besides that, right here, we're here to talk about 3 rounds of horror trivia. And the first round is the speed round. Prior to the match, both these guys drafted 4 custom categories. I wrote 8 one-point questions. Probably, I would say, the greatest draft we've ever had in the history of Why We Love Horror Trivia. All players should be numbering their boards 1 through 8 right now as I talk. Questions will be read at intervals of 10 seconds apiece. The round ends 10 seconds after I read the 8th question. Both players have been given 3 repeats and a challenge to use throughout the match. In this round, they can burn a challenge when they want at the end of the round, and it won't be a speed round anymore. I'd be happy to repeat as many questions as they want. And then once I'm done repeating questions, they get 20 seconds to clean up their boards. If you answer all 8 questions correctly, there's a 9th bonus question. It has been done. Any questions?
It will not be done.
It won't be done. That's for sure. If I get more points than I have digits on the sand, I'll be thrilled.
Well, let's see what happens because we're starting in a category Robert picked. It's the Tremors franchise. What do they call the albino graboid in Tremors 3, Back to Perfection? Your second question. In the Puppet Master franchise, really simply, how many total entries are there in the Puppet Master series?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can we have an extra 15 seconds on that one? All right, hold on.
Moving on to Neon produced. What Neon film features performances from Vic Sahay, Betty Gabriel, and Megan Surrey? And then making its first appearance here in Why We Love Horror Trivia, Trauma. What specifically gives Harry the powers of Kabuki Man in Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD?
I haven't seen this in 30 years. Oh, no.
Well, moving on to Willem Dafoe. Who directed The Hunger? He's in this movie for like 2 seconds.
I didn't know that.
It's an extremely shockingly young Willem Dafoe. Linnea Quigley. Who plays Tony Silva, the mafia member that's killed by Marie in the opening of Innocent Blood? Now I'm asking about Innocent Blood. I've been asked about it 4 times in another league, and I still haven't seen it. Your 7th question. Movies that won the Saturn Award in horror. What does Karen White do for a living in The Howling? And your final question will be in the Fangoria Chainsaw Award winners. What U.S. city serves as the setting for The Black Phone?
All right. Well, I definitely got one of these.
And your chance to use a repeat to suspend the round is ending at 5, 4,
I'll use one.
3. Okay, what questions would you like repeated?
I'll just hear one again.
Just one? So Tremors was, what do they call the albino graboid in Tremors 3? Back to Perfection and 20 seconds from here.
This is going to be very bad.
There's plenty of game left to play.
I'm not feeling good about my chances.
10 seconds.
The only one I feel good about is Puppet Master.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Bill. Bill, what are your answers?
All right. So I have never seen Tremors 3. So I'm going to guess Whitey. I think there's like 13 Puppet Masters. I could be very wrong about that. I don't know. Possessor. I think it was some kind of sword. I don't know who directed The Hunger. I went Ridley Scott. Sid Haig sounds like a good person for that role. Reporter and Denver. So.
And Robert.
I couldn't remember the graboid. I said Snowflake 15, Assassination Nation. I said Saki. I can't spell Saki. Tony Scott, Joe Mantegna, because he did it in Thinner. Teacher, and Detroit.
We are tied 2-2.
I can't wait to hear what the second one was.
The Tremors, they call the albino graboid El Blanco, white, Spanish for the white. There are 15 Puppet Master movies. Don't ask me to name them all. There are 15 though. Vic Sahay, Betty Gabriel, Megan Suri, all-star in It Lives Inside. It Lives Inside. How does Sergeant Kabuki Man become Kabuki Man? Harry is kissed. It's a kiss. He's kissed by a Kabuki, a magical Kabuki woman, and he becomes Sergeant Kabuki Man. I would have just expected a kiss. Tony Scott directed The Hunger.
I got a Scott, so I'll take it.
Yeah. The wrong Italian actor. Chaz Palminteri is the guy we're looking for. I will accept the reporter. She's a newscaster in The Howling. And Denver is where the Black Phone takes place. So
that was the only one I knew.
We are all locked up at 2.
Fucking barn burner here.
I've seen way worse. I know you guys are going to come back in the wheel round. All 8 of those categories are on a wheel now. I would say the sides and the lead gets the option, but since it's a tie, we will go to Bill, having been here and patronized our fine channel longer. He will have the choice of who goes first and second in this round. Whoever goes first will spin the wheel. They get a category. They can, if they like it, they can keep it. If they don't like it, they can spin again. Then they're stuck with whatever they get the second time. That'll open the door to 5 2-point questions being asked. Those questions all have multiple choice options, and then the question's worth 1 point. At that point, you have 2 repeats of the options available on top of your regular repeats. 15 seconds to answer the question. Be careful, though, because if you give me an incorrect answer at any time, your opponent can steal for the current point value of the question. There's the wheel. Bill, categories today, just to refresh your memory: the Tremors franchise, the Puppet Master franchise, Neon produced, Troma produced, Willem Dafoe acted, Linnea Quigley acted, and then Saturn Award winners and Fangoria Chainsaw Award winners. Would you like to spin first or second?
This time I will go second.
All right. Robert, who's your first spin?
Cannot wait.
It's going to be a blast, but we're kind of just even keeled at this point.
It's Troma. Would you like Troma, or would you like me to spin again?
I'd like that spin again.
So many Troma.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
And you get Fangoria Chainsaw Award winning movies.
I've at least seen some of these. So
yeah, there's so many of them. But let me pull up those banners. We're going to the Fangoria. Oddly enough, the first category in alphabetical order as well, so it's right at the top of my sheet. Here's your first question. How many doctors from the Institute Madison was at as a child wind up getting murdered in the present day in Malignant? Five.
I'm going to say 3.
That is correct. 3 of those doctors.
When in doubt.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
I couldn't remember if there's a 4th one. I was like,
your second question. Who plays Roger Perrin, the father of the family the Warrens help in The Conjuring?
Ron Livingston.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. Where on his body does the second Necronomicon initially bite Ash in Army of Darkness?
I'll multiple that one.
A, his foot, B, his shoulder, C, his neck, or D, his hand?
I'll say hand.
His hand does get too close to that book and it bites it. That's correct. Your penultimate question. Who directed Mandy?
Oh, man. That movie. Should know that. There are things I should know. It's fun when that happens. Where am I? What day is it? Multiple. Sorry.
No problem. A, Panos Cosmatos. B, Stephen Kostansky. C, Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. Or D, Joe Begos.
I know who it isn't. It's a start. A.
Panos Cosmatos is correct. And your final question. In The Babadook, Sam has engineered his backpack to operate as what type of weapon?
Fuck, I was going to rewatch this. I put it on my list of top 15 female-directed movies because I remember liking it.
It's very good.
It's very good. I'll multiple that one too.
A, a blowgun. B, a catapult. C, a crossbow. Or D, a slingshot.
A crossbow?
That is incorrect. Chance for a 1 point steel bill. A, a blowgun. B, a catapult. C, a crossbow. Or D, a slingshot.
Well, it'll do you good, Robert. You know I have absolutely no idea. Backpack. Slingshot.
Also incorrect. It's a catapult. He puts like billiard balls in it and it shoots off.
I definitely thought that wasn't it. I was like, yep.
Yeah, it's definitely a catapult. All right. That being said, Robert getting his score up to 8 by my count. And Bill's still at 2, but we'll bring the wheel back in. And we'll spin it for Bill.
Ooh.
Puppet Master. How confident are you in Puppet Master?
Not very. I watched a bunch of them, but it's been a few years. But there's some other stuff on this wheel I'm going to be more terrible at. I'm going to probably regret this, but I'm going to go with it.
We're doing.
I would like to know out of curiosity what it would end up being. You could just tell me.
Oh, I just closed it. Damn it! All right, I'll just bring it back. We'll spin it again. Who knows? But we're talking about a brand new category that we haven't asked before. It's Puppet Master. Bill, you ready for these Puppet Master questions?
I am not, but let's go. So
here's your first question.
Yep.
6-shooter as a fully assembled puppet first appears in which Puppet Master film?
3.
That's correct. You only see his head in the second one, but he's a full-on puppet in the third one. Your second question. What director has directed the most installments in the Puppet Master franchise?
Like, I know people's names. All right. I'm going to multiple choice that one. Maybe I'll get it.
Okay. A, Charles Band. B, Jeff Burr. C, David DeCoteau. Or D, Tommy Wickland.
None of those other names sound familiar. D.
D is incorrect. Chance for a 1 point steal. Robert, is it A, Charles Band, B, Jeff Burr, C, David DeCoteau, or D, Tommy Wickland?
I studied these, and I was hoping Bill would take one of them because I don't remember which one did more. I will say David DeCoteau.
That is correct. 4 to Charles Band's 3.
I was going to go Charles Band, but I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Yeah, David DeCoteau has some people. Yeah.
Okay.
Your third question.
Mm-hmm.
Which puppet opens Toulon's casket when it's exhumed in Puppet Master 2?
Oh, that's the one with the fucking. What is this name? I don't remember anybody's name right now. It's been a hell of a day. Give me the multiple choice. I think I should remember it for that.
A. Blade, B. Tunneler, C. Leechwoman, or D. Pinhead?
It's Pinhead.
Pinhead does open that coffin. That's correct.
Those are all the ones I know.
Yeah.
There's so many more.
Pinhead wasn't coming to my mind. So
because we get onto these movies. Who plays Andre Toulon in Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich?
Udo Kier.
That is correct for 2 points.
Yeah, that's one I knew.
And your final question. What relation is Robert to Andre Toulon in Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys?
You know this one, Robert?
I think I do.
Okay. I don't. I haven't seen this movie since like the 90s, and I don't know if you could keep a track. That was a little while ago.
4, 3.
Multiple choice.
All right. A, fourth cousin. B, great grandnephew. C, great great grandson. Or D, none. They just have the same last name.
Ooh,
I would kind of fucking love it if it was D.
that was-
I'm not saying that's my answer. I'm just saying that's a fucking great multiple choice. So I don't have the first clue. C.
C is incorrect. Robert, chance for a 1 point steal. Is A, fourth cousin. B, great grandnephew. C, great great grandson. Or D, none. They just have the same last name.
The D thing is throwing me off, but I thought it
I
was
kind of wanted to go with it, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought it was between grandnephew and great grandnephew. So I'm going to grandnephew.
He is his great grandnephew.
Good call. All right, shit.
I
The
believe
thing
it's
I
Corey
said-
Feldman, too.
Yeah. So-
Drop that down. So that's at the end of Bill's turn. It is 10-7 in Robert's favor. Going into
I'm not complaining. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah.
did very well since you didn't just currently rewatch them. Very well. It's the synopsis round. Both sides chose 3 general synopses categories. They're in a pool of all 6 of those. Starting with the side that's trailing, that's Bill. He'll choose one of the 6 categories for a 2-point question. He'll have 15 seconds to identify the movie I described. Then play as it continue through 2, 3, and 5-point questions. Anytime the lead switches, we'll go to the other side at the point they are at in 2, 3, and 5 progress. Play will end either I've read 6 of these or one person's mathematically unable to catch up. So let's look at today's categories for round 3. Bill, you get to choose a 2-pointer from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, horror comedies, slashers, or supernatural. What would you like a 2-pointer in?
Comedies.
All right. Horror comedies, your 2-pointer.
All right.
When Ash Williams is accidentally transported to 1300 AD, he must retrieve the Necronomicon and battle an army of the dead in order to return home.
I'm really glad this is the Army of Darkness.
Yeah, and I put the word army in there. That should not be in there. It's really flaring up in my mind. All right. No problem. It was an easy one anyway. I'll take horror comedies off that list. And you choose, you're still trailing by 1, so you get to choose from the remaining categories, which are the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, slashers, and supernatural. What would you like now?
I'll take the 80s.
The 80s, number 3. Christy is brought to an institution after the death of her stepmother, where the occult-obsessed head doctor resurrects her dead relative and summons underworld demons. Name that movie.
Holy shit. It sounds pretty rad. I'm not going to lie.
5, 4.
I have repeats.
Yes,
I'm going to use one of them. Yeah.
you can use your first of 3
Fucking
repeats. Yes.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Christy is brought to an institution after the death of her stepmother, where the occult-obsessed head doctor resurrects her dead relative and summons underworld demons. Name that movie.
This sounds so familiar, and I'm probably going to kick myself. I don't know.
Uh,
The Ward. I don't know.
This is the plot to Hellbound, Hellraiser 2.
I've actually never seen it, so that makes
Okay.
sense. Okay. For some reason, that's the one I missed.
And I will drop that out.
Shit, I think it's slasher.
For your 5-pointer, you have the 90s, the 2000s, slashers, and supernatural. Where are we going?
Well, I got it right the last time, so I guess I'll go 90s.
The 90s for 5.
Sure.
Here we go. In the 1950s, a boy living with his troublesome family in rural USA imagines that a widow neighbor is actually a vampire responsible for a number of disappearances in the area. Name that movie. Five, 4, 3, 2.
I'll take a repeat.
There's your second repeat. In the 1950s, a boy living with his troublesome family in rural USA imagines that a widow neighbor is actually a vampire responsible for a number of disappearances in the area. Name that movie.
All right.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I'll use that last one.
No problem.
Yeah.
In the 1950s, a boy living with his troublesome family in rural USA imagines that a widow neighbor is actually a vampire responsible for a number of disappearances in the area. Name that movie.
I have no clue. Good game, Robert. Vamp 3.
And your winner, Robert Castner. That's called The Reflecting Skin.
I've never heard of that movie. Okay, then I don't feel bad.
So that being said, I'm going to drop Robert back briefly, talk to Bill. Bill, I'm going to, if you had swapped 80s and 90s, you would have slayed.
Am I allowed to know what they are after this?
After this, I'll tell you. But when I saw what was there and you picked, I was like, ah! And I'll read. I promise I'll read them to you after, and we'll laugh about it. We'll laugh about
probably
it for years to come. Anyway, how you feeling?
It's fine. Robert's great. So this was actually a lot of fun. I wasn't feeling a lot of pressure. So I picked some goofy shit, obviously. So kind of paid off. I'm amazed I remembered some things from Puppet Master movies. So there are apparently 15 of them. So I don't know what we did there, but we didn't get a second Dr. Mordred. I don't understand life. Anyway, what are you gonna do? And I missed the two questions I missed at the end. There's movies I haven't seen. Nothing you can do. Like you don't know what you don't know. So but kudos to him. He did great. So got a category he can clearly handle. And I only lost by a point if you want to get technical. So
technically, that's technically true. We don't really. I don't blur it out TKOs and KOs here. Just lost by a point. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. But I mean, I know your schedule permitting, we'll see you back soon. So, Bill, until we meet again, I'll see you. Bringing today's winner on the winning side of things now, Robert Castner. Hey, you're moving on your way up. Next match, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows what dignitary will be waiting for you? But how are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. Yeah, I wish I did better round one. I should have known some of those. I got to redo my tremors. But you know what? I spent most of last night while watching and falling asleep and then waking up, not reflective of the movie, Crimes of the Future. I was reading Puppet Master till like 1 o'clock in the morning because I have no concept of them. And I wanted to get all this right. And honestly, Puppet Master were the best call for me, given this. And I might end up using this later because they're hilarious. I do know the names now of all the Puppet Master entries. I maybe Bill, because the last two are spin-off movies, maybe he didn't know those existed, and that's fine. And apparently there's a third one that should be coming out, but maybe it won't. But yeah, no, I thought 3 points was negligible, and I was like, fuck, that means I'm gonna have to answer round 3 stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I can tie it at 2, and maybe he won't get the 5, and then we'll just go to overtime, and that's fine. That's how I looked at it. But you know, it worked out. I'm happy. And Bill's a great guy, and he's right. There was really no pressure. I just didn't want to like fall flat on my face, and I'm happy that didn't happen.
Well, that being said, is there anybody you think you want to play next?
Somebody I want to play next. Is Hunter around me or no?
I feel he might be at this point. Let's see. Where did I put Hunter on this list? Hunter is that I can make happen. You guys are right in the same range. Yep.
Because I need to revenge that team's loss. And honestly, John, I told you that after we lost, I would read like Prime Video synopses, and Night of the Demons came up, and then Linnea Quigley's in the Demons.
Yeah.
That came up.
She's in both of them. She's in the new one and the old one.
The new one and the old one. Okay, and then I read the Slumber Massacre one or whatever, where sorority sisters do that, and I was like, oh, that sounds like the same movie. Which is great. So I want to revenge that one. I felt bad, and
I'm gonna make that happen because Hunter always wants more matches. Like you should look at my messages for that kid. Doesn't leave me alone, but I will.
Hunter, leave John alone. He's a busy guy.
Yeah, leave me alone, Hunter. I'm running the league, all of myself, and Aaron helps. All right, but we will see you soon, Robert. Always a pleasure. Drop you back.
Thank you.
Put a bow on this thing. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me take this horrible glare off of me. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. This computer glare is crazy. There we go. We'll see you next time. Remember, the schedule here is always the same. Mondays versus, Thursdays Why We Love Horror, Fridays Why We Love Horror Trivia. Join the Facebook. I'll also plug the old Letterboxd challenge. You should be doing that too. Do all this stuff. But until next time, I'm JWMaher. For myself, for Aaron, who wrote some of that, for Bill Cariola and Robert Castner, this has been Why We Love Horror Trivia. See you next week. Hey, and there's another episode probably coming up before or after this too. We're doing 2 episodes a week again. It's great.
Game over.
I'll fucking kill you!